with She. So today we are going to talk about feelings and how to express feelings, because I think in today's time and age people don't know how to express themselves properly and are taken in a wrong way. So today I have a very special guest with me. She comes from a lineage of like singers and actors, and I'm super happy to have her here. So let's welcome Shloka.
Hi. So glad that I could be a part of this.
I am so happy that you are here.
Yeah, I mean, you just messaged me and I'm like, I have to do this.
Yeah, and your spirit, your energy was like, yeah, let's talk about this, about that. And you were so like excited and so happy about it. I was like, for sure we are doing this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not that active on Instagram, you know.
I know.
You're like, why are you not active on Instagram? But I don't think I found my niche yet. And I think my only thing that I do well is talk. And give some practical and logical and emotional well-being gyan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm here now.
And I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so glad you're doing this podcast. Very important for people to,
Come out and talk
and understand real world problems. I think, we discussed, I think everyone's like a hamster on a wheel and they're just doing aimless things and they're not understanding where life is and how the order of the world is. And
Correct.
I feel like for us in our generation, like the simple things in life are so difficult to attain. Whether
Correct.
it's like a good friendship, a good relationship, like relationship with your family, with your co-workers, working environment. I mean, I think everything has just become a race.
Yeah.
And people don't realize we just have one life, and holistic well-being of your body, your mind, your soul is very, very important.
Very important.
And being grounded in every sense. I'm not here to preach or say like, mummy ne values diye hai to main bol rahi hu ye mat karo wo mat karo beta. No, but I think if you look back, people were much happier and lived longer because their roots were intact.
Yeah.
They didn't take relationships and people for granted. They respected everyone around them.
Yeah.
They had a sense of self.
Correct.
They weren't lost and they weren't trying to be people that they're not. I think what
they all were real.
All were real, and like we're trying to ape things that we're not.
We're trying to get so many things in such a short span of time that we forget that we are okay. We are living with people. We can't hurt them.
Yeah, we forget that. We forget.
Yeah.
I think in the race for the glitz and the glam, I think people just look at it from the outside and think this is life. But there's a lot of misery in everything. There's misery in the biggest castle in the world. There can be, if you're living in the biggest castle in the world, you have every kind of thing in the world available to you, but you might not have a relationship with your spouse or your parents or your family or like your friends, and nobody likes you. You can probably want to kill yourself.
Correct.
So it happens,
Correct.
So it's very important to understand. Also, what we discussed is that I think women have lost their feminine and touch and that
Correct.
nurturing spirit and the being of being a woman, the whole sense of being a woman, has been lost in translation. And I think men are just not men anymore. I mean, no offense, but how to treat a lady, to be chivalrous, to have that sort of hold.
There are no feelings like that now.
It's just like everything is so easily available.
The accessibility of it, that everyone's so easily available, like you can DM them or like meet them anywhere, like Tinder or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just so quick. It's like, acha, abhi mile, we like hooked up or something, and it's all okay.
Yeah, it's all done.
It's all done. It's quick, it's done, it's over. And then you just move on to the next person. So where are the feelings, and how do you, I don't know, it's just so
I think it's sort of become cool in a way. I'm looking at the camera and saying it's what I'm feeling. It's a message. It's cool to not put in effort. It's cool to be detached. It's cool to have 5 people around you all the time, in the sense that, oh, I'm not committed to one person, I have 5 or 10 options.
Correct.
It's cool to always think that I'm in control, but for how long are you going to be in that space? That space is going to make you a person you're not, detach you from your core, which you shouldn't be. That's where all the problems start. If I would identify me as me and I want to ape and be someone else because that's what the trend is, I'm not going to be true to myself, then how can I be true to anyone else around me? So that's where the problem sort of starts. It's fundamental more than anything. And men need to court women, men need to be men need to value women, men need to do the things they used to back in the day. Like if you look at fathers, grandfathers, they were men, like, they took care of their lady, they were like there, you know. And I think being masculine in a sense is not a bad thing. The fact that we're like, oh, men should be protective about their women, or men shouldn't take charge, or men shouldn't do this. No, men should, because that's when the divine feminine, as they say, comes out. Because I feel women are themselves when they're in a very protected and safe environment. When we're like, I mean, you're married now, you understand. So when you feel safe more than anything else, you bloom.
So true.
Yeah, you bloom. Like all the beautiful shades of you come out. Like, okay, I'm going to cook and I'm going to, you know, sort of be feminine and soft and do these small things for my husband. Or like have a smile on my face and probably dress up more, smell divine. Like, you know, you end up looking after yourself also better, I think, if you're in that energy.
Correct.
And I think a man needs that from a woman, and what we need from a man is to take charge and be a man. And I think that balance is stunning. So what's happened is basically all the lines have been blurred, and I'm not saying a woman can't do what a man can do. Please don't quote me. And you know, I think we can do. We are the biggest positions in the world are held by women. It's not about intellect. It's not about anything. But there's certain roles that we need to play to balance that dynamic.
Correct.
And I think because that dynamic is so off balance, women are going against their true nature and being people they're not, and being aggressors and being miserable and sort of falling into this spiral of things. And that's just causing a lot of issues and a lot of relationships to break, marriages to break.
So true.
Because there's just no, you know, synergy between the two.
Why do you think that there are so many broken marriages now?
Again, I'm not trying to be an auntie and say adjust and compromise and all of that, but I feel you need to have patience with your partner. Patience, guys, patience. We are seeing on the internet, oh, if a guy doesn't treat you like this, just get up and leave or block him. That's not the answer, yeah. Relationships take work. Everything takes work. You want to make mutton biryani and you want to, you know, have the best meal ever, or you want to put an instant Maggi noodle. It depends on you. Like, what do you want?
Right.
I can't say I'm cooking mutton biryani in the same time I'm making Maggi noodles and expect the same taste and result. It's not going to happen. So I think patience is important. Communication is important.
Communication is very important.
I mean, you know. So I want you to give us an example of how your relationship has worked and bloomed into marriage through the base of communication. Like, tell us.
Like, I think we communicate about everything. Like, right now I'm here in Bombay. He's in Delhi. He knows where I am, what am I doing. There has to be some mutual understanding that I will do my thing, you do your thing. We will grow together. We will give each other space. It's not like he's hovering on my head, or I am hovering on his head that what are you doing, where are you like this, that, whatever. And he is not on my head that what are you doing. That's how I think you create a beautiful relationship.
Correct.
And you grow together, and you believe in marriage as an institution where you can like both evolve together, and not one person is growing and the other person is trying to stop them and like hold them back, that no, I'm scared, I don't want you to grow, I don't want you to have that success. So I believe in that. Like, communication is the key. And acceptance.
So, but I want to ask you this, because you're young, you're dynamic, you have a great career ahead of you, and you're whatever you're doing is amazing, and you have a stable family life. So that's what I think all of us strive to have. But what you were saying, okay, we don't hold each other back, we give each other space and all, but how have you reached that point? Because there's a sense of trust and security, right?
Yes.
So how did you build that? Like, what were the building blocks of that?
I think trust and security comes with time. I think it needs time, it needs acceptance, it needs patience, as you said. You cannot be quick with it. You cannot be like, I trust you, he trusts me, and we can do anything. It cannot be like that. I think it needs time, it requires patience, it requires you to know the person so well that you know that, okay, even if he's out with 15 girls, he's not going to do anything. I'm so secure, I know he's not going to do anything. He's so secure, he knows even if I'm like meeting actors or anyone, he knows that I'm not hooking up with them, I'm not doing anything. It's just plain work.
Correct. So you reach that sort of, you know, point where your communication is clear. There are no games, there's no push and pull.
There's no push and pull.
It's there, and then I think your gut is settled. Once your gut is sort of settled and you're not like worried, then you're like, you can go and, you know, bloom and grow, you know, as I said. But the problem is, I feel people in modern day relationships play too many games, so that kind of has an impact on how you feel, and your overthinking and your panic attacks and your anxiety. I think that's something that sort of holds us back from being our true selves.
True selves.
Yeah, and you know this new thing, which is not new actually, it's old, but we've just gotten to understanding what narcissism is and narcissistic abuse is. And so I know a lot of people who've been through it, and I've experienced them myself, and I know people very close to me, close to my heart, who've experienced that, and that just scars them in a way that they lose themselves, and they're so scared then when they're in another relationship that, oh my god, is the person going to like play with my head, oh my god, I don't want to get attached, oh my god, puts you in a sense of fear, and you're still like so lost in finding yourself. You know. And that is crazy. I mean, have you experienced something like that ever?
No, I haven't. I have been in toxic relationships, of course, like all my relationships were very toxic, but not something like narcissism, no.
Yeah,
because they were obsessive.
Yeah, obsessive is different than
a different type of like,
it's a different kind of abuse.
Yeah, correct.
But I feel narcissism is, you know what it is. It's like one day I'm in love with you, and the next day I'm like, you don't exist to me, and the third day, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, but I've seen that happen in front of me,
and I'm just like, like you have to be really hollow and sick to play those games.
So true.
So I think one needs to identify it. I think, you know, you need to identify the problem and work on the problem. So I was saying, I mean, you've given us your example of relationships and stuff. And I feel like marriages are also not working because we are not ready to accept, like many girls and women come with this mindset that my husband's parents are my husband's parents, they are not mine.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know,
that's so true.
They're like, my parents are my parents, his parents are his parents. That will be the end of story.
Your marriage.
Yeah. If you're going to think like that and come in with that kind of energy, it's not going to happen. You have to learn to love them as your own.
And accept them for who they are.
They are your own. They are your own. You call it mummy. In Hindus, हम लोग कहते हैं mummy, papa, whatever, when you get married. So call them mummy, papa, mean it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Don't talk about them to your friends.
No, I think that's very wrong.
That's very wrong.
And there is an adjustment period, of course, because obviously they're not used to you, you're not used to them. But I feel the minute you take on the role of being their child, things will change. But it takes time. I agree. I mean, everyone's situation isn't ideal. I can understand that. Not like I'm preaching to the, you know, to everyone that, oh my god, no matter if you're being abused and ill-treated,
not abused and ill-treated,
But if they're minor adjustments, I think
if your mindsets don't match, it's fine.
Yeah, it's
you can accept them.
You can accept them, love them, be with them. It's nothing. And I think that's also very crucial for your partner to be the mediator also.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, you know, and communication again there, you know, plays a very, very important role. I don't think we should be very against the fact of living with, you know, your husband's parents and not accepting them.
But these days,
it's a big problem.
Yeah. It's a big problem.
And obviously, like, because we were born into like family structure, you know, it's a thing. We're not the West. We're not isolated. We're used to people around us, and even your partner's used to their family around them. So you can't sort of pull them out from that and then expect them to just create this whole new environment with you, isolate them. No, that's where the problems start. It'll be good for a year. It'll be good for a month. It'll be good for 6 months. You don't know whose threshold ends where. So I think if you love someone, you accept them wholly and make sure their environment is beautiful and they thrive in that environment. So please guys, if you have problems with your in-laws and stuff, sort it out.
And why do you want to make an issue out of it? I have friends who tell their own parents. The friends. And everyone else, and it becomes gossip, because then it's like traveling from here to there with like into 10 more lines, and then that other person is putting 20 more lines and like making it travel.
It's
like, why would you want to spoil them with so much? That what have they done to you?
They've done nothing, you know. And I feel again, communication is important. And as women, we can love, we can nurture. That's our superpower. More than men, actually. If you see in the wild, if an animal dies and there's a cub lying there, one of the other animals will adopt the other animal and give that, you know, baby milk. So if it's nature, part of our sort of DNA to accept and love and, you know, so infuse with each other. So we can do it, you know. So I don't think we should shy away from it. Because the importance of family, once it's kind of, you know, you've forgotten it and then you want it back, then it can be a tricky situation.
True. But I just think it's so important to understand like morals, and like your basics have to be clear for that. Like,
absolutely.
If you have to be in a new family, you need to adjust.
Absolutely.
There's an adjustment everywhere. You've been with your parents for 25, 30 years, which is why you are with them how you are. You need to give that much time, or maybe lesser than that, for them to know who you are, for you to know who they are, and then like accept them.
Exactly. I agree. Like you probably are close to in-laws.
Yeah. I'm super close. Like Ankit, my husband, he's like, I think they love you more than me, because I'm so close to them that they actually treat me more as their daughter than him as a son.
Yeah.
So it's just beautiful to, I think, see that. And I just tell everyone that it's on you. How can you make life beautiful for yourself? There's problem in everyone's relationship, everything. Like, life is problematic for everyone, but then it's on you.
Completely. I agree. So that's, I think, wherein the fundamental problems lie, and and stuff like that. So I think, and also I feel, if you can't communicate your emotions or go, therapy is a good option.
But people shy away from going to therapy.
Do, and I don't think that's something one should, obviously try your outlets first. If you're open to communicating with your parents, if you have a relationship with them, or your close friends, or your siblings, but if it's not working out, then I feel therapy is something people
is important.
Should definitely, because you need to align yourself.
But how do they understand that they need therapy?
I think when you feel burnt out and you feel like you have nothing more to give is one sign. One sign when you're constantly confused and you're like in your head and you don't know, you're feeling blank 1 minute and happy 1 minute and energetic the next. You don't know what's going on. You basically, when you don't have a hold on yourself and your emotions as much as you should. We're human. We can't have control over it like all the time. That's being a bit psychotic. But when you feel like you're losing touch and you're not sure how to deal with situations that are coming your way, I think it's important to have a neutral party there to explain things to you in a way someone who's attached to you won't.
Correct.
So that you have a, you kind of regain your self,
regain that balance in life.
Yeah, correct. Balance and self-love. I think self-love is very important, which we all are losing.
Yeah.
Because I think, we are somewhere complexed and insecure about everything around us, or we're made to feel so by people unknowingly, knowingly. That's up to them. But I feel like self-love is so important, not because of being selfish or anything. It's because if, like, I'll give you all these food examples because I feel that's very easy. So if I have a pot of tea and I have to serve 10 people, I'm the pot of tea, and I have like this much left, I have to serve everyone else around me. How am I supposed to give or gain or do anything if I'm empty? So self-love is not, okay, if I love myself, I can hold your hand and say, okay babe, I'm here for you, I love you, let's sort it out. But if I'm empty, I can't be there for you, nor can I receive if I'm not in that, energy sort of, energy flow, whatever vibration, high vibration, sorry, I talk so fast and I jumble on my words. To gain also, I need to be open to receiving. So sometimes your energy is blocked. So I think self-love is very important for you in every aspect.
Correct.
To be, not only for women, for men, to be a good father, a good husband, a good son, to be good at your job, to just radiate that positivity. You need to incorporate self-love. And self-love also helps us not go the wrong route of envy to a point where you go crazy, where you end up destroying someone or wanting to destroy someone.
That's why I was like coming into that. These days there are so many women who are like completely destroying the guy's life for nothing. Just for pleasure or for money. As you would see in marriages, they'll just stick around for 6 months, they'll create some issues, and then they will like want a divorce, and they like create up stories and would like put false allegations on the family or on the guy and just take out the money, won't take it up to court, all these allegations, and just like move on.
I just feel like, in my opinion, that person is an empty person. They obviously have issues that are underlying, or there's family pressure, or there's something for them to behave this way, because you have to be a bit sick to do that to someone you claim to love. If you can fake a relationship, fake love, fake a marriage, there's something wrong with you.
I've seen so many people, like in these I think 2-3 months, I've seen 4 divorces happen in the span of like 6 months. And same case, like the girl just wanted money out of them. She was dating the guy for 3 years.
Wow.
3 years, love marriage, got married, took alimony, left.
So it's just, I feel like there's no adjustment again, and they're looking at life with these things that I just want money, I just want those shoes and those bags. I feel that looking at social media in a way has sort of ruined that whole image of what life is supposed to be. They need to understand that they see people with the shoes and bags every day. Is it really theirs? Is it really, or is it something that they borrowed, or how do you know the story? I mean, we don't want to get into the truth of it. We want to live a life that, but then if you want to live that life and you want to con a person you love, is not the way to do it.
Correct.
I feel then find your ways of earning that money.
So true.
Or rather take a partner's support and start a business. Do something like that. Yeah,
do something productive.
Exactly. And I think marriage has become a joke because of these things. And people looking at that also are like, oh my god, and getting scared. They don't need to be scared. And I hope your friend, whoever, has gone through this divorce, the guy, moves on. Because, I feel we get scarred and don't move on.
Yeah, now the real brother, he's afraid to get married. He's like, I don't see girls.
See girls, yeah. That's like the psychological impact. But like my thinking and my view is that, two fingers are not the same, two dishes are not the same, two people are not the same, nothing is the same. So if I've had a bad relationship with A, I can't say I'm going to have a bad relationship with Z. You can't put them in the same category. Because we are so afraid, we project all of that onto the other person, thinking you're also going to be the same person and you're going to hurt me, so we're not even giving our best version to the person who deserves it. That's what happens. One person takes it away from you, then the best person probably comes on 2 feet in front of you, and you're just like, I have nothing to give, I'm scared. So one needs to learn to do their inner work and move on, because life is about moving on and about creating new memories in a new chapter. It's important to, that's the past is the past. I think people need to leave it there. And that's something everyone says, past is the past, but people love holding on to that past because it gives them some kind of comfort, I feel. Or like you're just sort of, in that process of healing is different, but if you that pain gives you comfort, you need to get out of that toxic cycle. It's like I'm used to getting pricked and I like the feeling of getting pricked. It's just like that, So if you have to move on in your life, and if you have to progress, you have to leave the past in the past and look at this person with a fresh lens. Whether you're looking at a girl or a guy, you need to give them a fair chance. And give your 100% too, because if I'm going to give 20 and expect 100 from the opposite person, that's not how life works.
So true.
And you're like, but I'm hurt, but I can't love, but I can't trust. But then again, look at what you're doing. You're juicing the other person and not giving them your all. So it works both ways. I believe we need to take responsibility for what may have been our fault or may not have been our fault.
Correct.
If I've gotten out of a toxic relationship and I didn't do the damage, I've gotten damage, but it's my responsibility as an individual to do my inner work, do my healing, and be ready for the next partner and not put them through the roller coaster.
Right.
I feel, but then it's important to communicate with your new partner what you've been through, to explain your triggers, to explain what bothers you, to have that sort of friendship and union, so wherein the other person can also understand you better. But I feel inner work and healing is very important.
Correct.
So one person shouldn't have the power to take all your good away and leave you empty. So never give that power to anybody, is my opinion.
True. That's so right. According to me, I feel that a few women are like scared to get married because they think that their work would stop, or there's no growth in life. They're just scared because they think that they will have to be at home. So what do you think about that?
See, that is a fear, which is a valid fear. Because there are families and family structures and men who don't want that. But now everyone has their own situation which they can be comfortable in, right? But if you want to be a working woman and all, I think you need to work around your situation. Like, you shouldn't have a fear. If I have a partner and I want to get married, example, I'm going to speak with the concerned person and say, this is my dream or vision life. Or if, maybe I can't do exactly that, but something around it, let's work something out. And not give up your dream. I don't think that's something women should do. But you should have that, again, communication, understanding with your partner. And it's his responsibility of how he communicates it to his family.
That's what I was...
It's again, it's a lot to do with the communication. He can't come out and say, oh, you know what, I support you and I love you and I'm there, and then go back home and then say something else.
So true.
Which happens in most cases.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. So he needs to be a man of his word and be a solid guy. And if he is, then please go ahead and get married. And I think there's nothing better than to be in love.
Yeah. And to be career driven. Like, what's like better than that?
I think if you have both, then why not? And I believe a woman shouldn't sit home idle. It's important to do something. Even if you don't want to be the most successful businesswoman in the world, or the most successful actor, or most successful entrepreneur, or most successful designer, but do something. You know, do something that gives you peace and you're passionate about. I think life is all about passion, whether it's in love, in your work, in anything. Passion is beautiful. So a person should follow their passions, because I believe an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Correct.
That's when all the crazy starts flowing in, and now nobody has the time to sit with you 24 hours of the day. Let's be honest. Everyone has their own life, even if you live with your husband.
Correct.
He's obviously working and doing 10 other things. Not like he's not giving you the attention, but those hours in the day, what are you going to do? You'll go for a lunch, you'll go for a dinner, great. But like, managing a house is also a full-time job, guys. Please, if people think being a housewife and just sitting at home is chill, it's not. It's your staff. It's your food.
Yes.
It's what your husband wants to eat, what your in-laws want to eat, what you want to eat, your kid wants to eat. If you have a pet, you're looking after the pet. If someone's sick, you're going to the doctor. So it's a full-time job as well. So either you sort of balance that with your career, which is important. Again, nobody gets it right the first time. Correct. I mean, everyone can have issues in adjustment. The adjustment period is such. But you have to work around your situation and circumstance. And I feel every woman should work. I think that's very important.
But what do you think? See, when women go out to work, the possessiveness follows, right?
Yeah.
There have been so many incidents, so many things. Like, we know people who are scared to work because they know that if I go out, he's going to think that I'm having an affair. Correct. Or maybe I'm like mingling too closely with my co-workers or whatever that is. So how do you think that women of today can solve this issue and just get out of the house, earn their own money and work and be independent?
See, I'm going to say something very weird, but I think if a man is not possessive about you and not a little jealous sometimes, you're going to be bored, first of all. Okay? True. You're going to be like, this dude doesn't care. Like, I'm out till like 5 in the morning, or I'm talking to 10 guys. Or
no, but I'm talking about like toxic.
So now I'm getting to the point. So if a man is not claiming his territory and this thing, you don't feel like he owns you.
Even you enjoy it.
We want a man, you want someone to own you in a beautiful way. Not
the attention, the love.
That you are, she's mine and he is mine. It's a beautiful thing in a healthy way, right? But if that's not there, then your mind will wander. I'm being honest. So you're going to be like, you know what, this guy...
he doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care, but this guy cares. But that guy cares, but that guy cares. So there's another thing to twist to it. But being toxic, it depends. Like, some people are fine with that level of jealousy and possessiveness. I don't think there are people who are fine with it. Like, because maybe it's not, the person isn't an abuser, but there's just high levels of jealousy and possessiveness.
But mentally, it's like
mentally you can't cage someone, because that's very wrong, and you can't. And if that person is never going to trust you, and is always going to be on your head in a bad way, then that person needs to understand that you're not giving that person room to love you back or create a relationship. And I feel like, men are, if they're protective and possessive in a good way, that's a great thing. But if they are so like insecure, I think then again, two people need to work on it together. Either you go to therapy, couples therapy, either you talk it out. But I feel what happens is, I'll tell you, girls go talk to their girlfriends, guys go talk to their guy friends, and there's no really no communication between the couple.
And that's where expressing comes in. Like, you have to express to your partner that I feel that you're doing wrong, like maybe you're wrong, I feel that because I am hurt by the level of possessiveness you're having. I'm just working, it's just a 9 to 5 or whatever. If you're an actor, dancer, singer, whatever, like forte or like...
Okay, I'll tell you, like if I'm working, and like long hours, blah 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 blah. If I know like I'm away from my partner, or my partner must be thinking what I'm doing. I have to communicate. It's my responsibility as a man or woman to make your partner feel secure. That is on you.
That's very important.
Now, if I'm not going to reply and be online and not call for one day, you're sort of
you're digging your own grave.